is going on, guys? It's Nick from Surfcasting the Island, and today I'm going to be talking about the gear I use per se, not fishing related directly to a rod and reel, but add-ons to my fishing arsenal, such as boot selection, pant selection, belt, top, you name it. I'm going to go over it. What I believe the benefits are to certain brands over others. What I recommend in my realm and the version of how I fish. I've tested various number of companies compared to what I have now up until this point. So I'm pretty sure I'll give you guys, hopefully, I hope at least, some direction in terms of what you want to buy, in terms of budgeting, or just preference, like I said. So we're gonna start from bottom to top. So starting with the boots, these are Corkers. These are relatively new. It's a newer model. These are the Dark Horse FB4710s. I'm a size 11. I just go true to size compared to like everything else whether I'm wearing Nike shoes or boots, Timberlands, what have you. I just find that even with the neoprene sock fitting, historically I like my shoes, regardless of what it is, it's nice snug fit. I'm not someone that likes to leave a lot of space. That is up to you. If you do want to go a size above, you do it. Half size above, 11 and a half, 12, so be it. One thing I will not recommend is size down, because again, you have to compensate a little bit at least for neoprene lining in pant waders, which I'll get into. I've used anywhere from the lace-up Corkers to the Sims tributaries. I'm sure you guys know those are on the cheaper side, high 100s, $170 or somewhere in that range. They're lace-ups, but personally, I like Corkers as a whole better. They hold up better. I'm a big fan of the wire trap as opposed to the lace-up. I'm also familiar with the fact that Sims has the wire ups. I haven't tried those. I only tried the tributaries. That kind of gave me a bad impression. Not saying they're bad as a whole, but once I started wearing Corkers and the lace ups and whatnot and upgrading to the wire traps, I just fell into this conception that this is what I want to use, and this is my preference. I like the really high cup around your leg. I've had a lot of ankle injuries in the past. I was a basketball player, fun fact if you guys didn't know, but a lot of ankle injuries, rolling my ankle, and I just feel like this provides a lot better protection as opposed to something that has a lower cut like a Sims tributary and whatnot. Another cool feature about this is they have the interchangeable soles. I'm not going to do that, but you could pull this strap up, button comes off, pop the heel off. So if you want, you could have one sole with no spikes on it when you're not fishing the jetty and you're just fishing the back bays or open beach. And then when you want to fish the jetty, you'll take your soles that have the Corkers on them, the spikes that you drill into the bottom here, and you strap those on. So it's a very versatile shoe. I just love the composite leather. It's all synthetic around the tip of the toe and the toe box that prevents it from fraying, and other leather that would fray otherwise, like Timberland material or boot material, that really won't do that with this type of shoe, whether you're scraping on muscle beds or rocks and stuff like that. But as a whole, I only had one outing with these shoes. It was in the Back Bay. It was actually 2 days ago over the weekend when I was fishing out west. It's relatively early on the Long Island area, to start fishing for stripers and whatnot. But just wearing them around and fishing in the back bays with them, very comfortable shoe, and why won't they perform otherwise, on the open beach or the inlets? So that's just my personal opinion. So next I'm going to talk about is wader selection. Obviously, by process of elimination, I'm going to be talking about sock fitted waders, since I just previously discussed Corkers as buying the boot separate. As anyone that has been fishing and been in the fishing community knows, that you could either have waders that have the boot attached to the entire body, or you could buy the waders separate from the boot, which I prefer. Personally, it's all personal preference. I just it's more comfortable in my opinion. So the pants I'm going to show you, these are Frog Togs. These are leggings. You can find these on Amazon. They're relatively cheap, in my opinion, only around $90. I got my pair for. I believe I'm a size large. They go by small, medium, large, extra large. You can see on the tag here. It's all based on pretty much your waist. It's not so much concerned with the synthetic boot size, because that covers a wider range as opposed to the waist range. There's only 4 different waist sizes, pretty much, give or take. But yeah, this is them. I've only gone through 2 pairs, and I want to say 5 seasons, so that's relatively good, as opposed to other companies like Hodgman, the Mackenzies. I've barely got through half a season without them tearing either at the lining of the boot, where the boot would be, as opposed to the synthetic leg, or just tearing a hole by falling down or whatever, because I've had that happen too. I'd scrape it on a muscle bed and tear right through it. No problem. I haven't had this problem. I've had leaks, and I've still used them with leaks in the Frog Togs. It's not that big of a deal, but nothing catastrophic, nothing crazy, filling all the way up to my knee with water, and I'm walking around with 5 gallons of water in my leg. Like, I haven't had that problem with these leggings. And of course, like a belt, they have a belt system, so once you put the leggings on, I'll show in the later on in the video, you just thread it through and then thread it back through the teeth, like such. Wants to cooperate with me. There we go. And then threads like that. And when it's done, obviously, take it out. Loosens up the thread. Easier to take off your waist. Again, I love these pants. They're great. I've used them many seasons, so I'm giving you my personal opinion, because I'm not sponsored by any of these companies, just all based on experience. One of my favorite pairs of waders, besides the Frog Togs I showed you, were the I want to say they were either Redhead or Red Wing waders, and they were like they had like a synthetic material, but they're kind of like rough, like sandpaper on the outside. But it was a one piece. It was a onesie. The boots connected. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen them in the stores. But great one piece pair of waders. They've lasted me 3-4 years before I had to replace them. But mobility becomes a big problem with chest waders. They're heavy because of the rubber boot connected. Not a big fan of it. Putting the straps over your shoulders, you get really bad shoulder pain, especially when you don't have it adjusted correctly. The leggings, put them on, nothing over my shoulders, because as I'm going to get into later on as well, I wear a belt as opposed to a plug bag on my shoulder, and that reduces pressure on my upper back, which can cause problems down the road. But on to the next thing. So now I'm pretty much going to talk about coat selection, and this is primarily dependent upon what time of year you're going to be fishing. So as of right now, I'm going to talk about currently, what are the current conditions outside. It's mid-March, it's cold, it's early spring. The coat I would go with is a Stormer Striker. I also have the old school Striker, but I'll show you guys a new one that's in the stores, relatively newer. This is the Striker. Great jacket. It's all neoprene for you guys that have never worn Stormer. It's pretty much scuba gear. It's lined too to keep you warm with a cloth-like material. You got pockets on the inside for your phone, keys, wallet, whatever you have carrying on you, pliers. It also comes with a winch at the bottom, or a bungee, to tighten up the bottom of the coat to the pants, which I do. Prevents water from coming in and getting out. It's also cinched at the hood in case you want to put your hood on. Very windy, nautical out. You tighten that. Tightens up the it tightens up the circumference, if you will, if that's the term for the hood. Then you obviously have your pockets on the outside. Again, you got the cinch wrists with the Velcro. The thing I like about the old school striker jacket is that it was actually cinched on the inside like the old school Grundon's coats, the trench coats. And it was like a suction cup on the inside. It was literally impossible for water to get in. And for whoever's been out there, if you get water up your forearm, especially when it's cold out, it can be very uncomfortable. But yeah, great jacket. I believe it's around 300, 350 bucks. But totally worth it. It'll last you forever, literally. I've had mine for pretty much 5 years. It's got creases and whatnot in it, you guys can see, but no holes, no severe exterior damage to the coat. And I love it. This is something I would use, March, April, and then, by the time mid-April and then May comes around, it gets warm enough and get into the next jacket I would wear. On the flip side, if it's coming towards the end of the year, I would break out this jacket, probably beginning in November, going into December, January, full run, that type of deal. All dependent on what the weather's doing, because, not every year is the same in that sense. So the next jacket I'm going to talk about, this is just a typical Grundon's jacket. You could find this at any West Marine store. It's just pretty much lightweight windbreaking material. That's it. I got it with this set. It came with, the full set came with the jacket, then it came with the blue Grundon's overalls, if anyone has seen them. That's not the purpose of the video, the overalls. Let's talk about the jacket. I believe the jacket's probably in the $40, $50 price range. Very affordable. And the same thing, it's got that windbreaking material, waterproof on the inside. You got the cinched wrists so that, less water will get in. You got the zippered pockets. You got the lining on the inside. This is usually where I put my phone and whatnot if I'm not, skishing or whatever and not going, over my chest. That's where I'll put my other stuff. And yeah, just great jacket. This is something I would use, May, June, and then once it gets very warm out, I'm probably just going to be fishing in a long sleeve shirt or a lightweight sweatshirt. And then on the flip side, once the fall comes around, September, beginning of October, and then once it gets, colder, I'll switch over to Stormer Striker. But again, that's just my personal opinion. These two jackets per se, have gotten me through pretty much every situation from January to December. A lot of guys use the guy cotton surf tops, and maybe that's something I would experiment in one day. But as a whole, these two jackets, the Grundon's, the Striker, they'll get you through, no problem. So, without further ado, I'll get into the belt selection. So in terms of the type of belt I use, it's a Gear Up surf belt. And for anyone who has bought a belt in your local tackle shop, it doesn't come with all these add-ons, whether it be a plug box, a pork rind holder, or any other pliers or other accessories. I got this one at J&H, bare bones for 80 bucks, and I haven't regretted it since. It's a great belt. It's got elongated Velcro attached. You got the very big oversized buckle with the teeth. Very similar to a rock hopper belt or any of the local guys that fish near me or live near me in the Oceanside, Baldwin, Freeport area. I'm sure you guys are familiar with the name Steve Napick. He makes the ultimate surf belt. This is pretty much the design of his belt. Very similar in nature. Very stiff as opposed to something like an Aquaskins that's very flimsy. I used to use Aquaskins a lot. Not the biggest fan anymore, as opposed to something that gives me more back support now, and something that just holds up a lot better material-wise. So like I said, it has the elongated Velcro on both sides that attach. You got both opposites, so one that sticks, and you rip it off. But going over basic tools that you should have. I got my Evolution pliers, whether you have Van Stol pliers or whatever other brands are out there. There's so many different ones. This one has a holder on it. This is a Supreme Surf Right bag. I got this one at J&H, I believe, as well. If you open it up, this is where I put my SP minnows and my swimmers, and if you guys can see here, tins. I also put bucktails. All my lighter plugs pretty much. Maybe a handful of heavier ones mixed in, but it's primarily a lighter plug bag for me. Yeah, it pretty much works out great. I've had it for a while. It hasn't failed me since. We slide this bag over now. I believe this one was $30 by the way, if I didn't say that already. Between my two plug bags, I usually put a roll of leader line. This is 50-pound Andy, very cheap, very reliable. It's only $5 for, 50 yards. That's tremendous. I don't want to be spending $50 on Seaguar fluorocarbon or whatever. I could buy so many plugs for that much money. But that's my opinion. People have other opinions, but again, I've had just as much luck on mono as I have fluoro, so I don't really see much of a difference as a whole. Next plug bag I'm going to talk about. This is a Elite Pro Series Aquaskins. Excellent bag. I believe this is in the $150 price point. Don't quote me on that. I believe that it is. This is where I put my heavier plugs, bigger plugs, my starters, bottles, needles. But again, it's early in the season. I have mostly swim baits in here as well. Swim baits fit great in here, despite the fact they have a tail that sticks up. They just excellent compartment for them. I also leave extra Tsunami swim shads in the back here. You can open it up. I also put my terminal tackle back here, but I also have a couple Joe Bag Swarters in here. Excellent plug. And bigger SP minnows and other SP minnows in various sizes. The bottom Velcro compartment, I usually keep electric tape and hockey tape, and I have other stuff in there like measuring tape. I'm not going to take it all out. There's just a lot in there. But pretty much, protect your hand when you're casting. That braid cuts through it very, very easily. It's like a razor. Obviously, for measuring the fish, you want to get measurements. So, length times girth will give you the approximate weight of the fish. If you're like me, I'm a catch and release guy. I don't really kill. I haven't kept the fish, I'd say, for my personal purposes, I'd say in about 4 years now. Very long time, but I don't plan on changing anytime soon in my views. Again, that's my view on things. Moving down the other side of the plug bag, I got a pair of lip grippers, a pair of Billy Bays. I got these at Saltwaters as well as the bag, bait and tackle and West Ice Flip. Good for when the bluefish are around. Always carry a lanyard like you do with the pliers. You don't want to lose this gear. It can get pricey at times. You can keep losing stuff. The last thing I have on my belt is a Fat Cow bait holder. For obvious reasons, easy access opposed to digging in my bag or digging in my coat to get strips. It's just a lot easier and much more convenient to have it directly on my belt, easy access. So yeah, that pretty much covers my belt, and I love it. Everything's easy access, nothing on my shoulders, no plug bag on my shoulders, and yeah, that's pretty much my view. No complaints on this front. Alright, so now I'm pretty much going to do a demo of how I put on my gear as if I was going to fish the back bays, inlets, or open beach, based on the boots, the pants, the top, the belt, and whatever, headwear you'll be wearing, depending on the weather. So, first and always, I start with the pant leggings. Slide them on like this. Slide them on. I don't like my sweatshirt or any other, primary shirt I'm wearing to be exposed. It's sloppy, just not comfortable. So what I'll do is I'll tuck that into the frog tog since I'm not putting my phone, my keys, my wallet down there, and so on and so forth. Next, as expected, you're just gonna tighten up around the waist, the less space, the better. Space is a waste. Like that. Now it's going to be kind of tough to see this in the video. I'm going to put on Corker's boots to the synthetic boot on the rock togs. So you just slide it on like that. Slide it on like that. Push the dial in on both. Just, you guys can see it's kind of tough, but you spin the dial. Good to go. Do the same with the other boot. Awesome. Now you're going to do the jacket, which would be the stormer. I'm going by the weather outside. It's early spring pretty much. Very cold out. So just put the jacket on. You guys will notice that it's tight fitting because I already have it cinched like I talked about previously in the video. Obviously, like any other coat or jacket you'd wear, just zip it up. You don't want the wrists loose, so what do? You cinch them up. Cinch them up. Good to go. Now, you take your belt, undo the Velcro, wrap it around the waist. This. Feed it through the teeth. Awesome. Now, last but not least, take your cap. You're good to go. Everything's easy access on the belt. You got your plug bag with your pliers, smaller plugs, grippers with your bigger plugs, your wallet up here, any other, tactical gear you may have, whether it's barrel swivels or whatnot. I sometimes leave that in up here in the mesh area on the inside pockets or even on the outside pockets. Not a big deal. But yeah, this is pretty much the outfit. This will cover you, and you're pretty much a walking tank down the beach. That's the only thing you gotta remember. Dress to impress, you're ready to get some bass, and that's what it's all about. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Tight lines from Surfcasting the Island. Again, this is Nick. If you like this video, please like, comment, hit that subscribe button, get those notifications going. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at surfcasting_the_island. Thank you. Have a nice day.